Hello and welcome to another video, and today, as you can see, we're on Motogp 18 once again, and we're doing another preview of the 2019 mod. As promised, someone requested it in the comments, so I thought why not sort of show off what we've got. I'm not sure really how much I've shown off, I can't 100% remember, but I think we might actually do a bit of a Moto3 showcase today, if it'll load. So also we've got Gabriel Rodrigo, who will be joining the Grassini team for 2019. I found out recently that he's actually not been riding bikes for very long. I think it's about 4 years. So actually, fair bit of respect to this guy. And obviously Riccardo Rossi was announced for the other rider. How's the other rider here? Yes, and it was said that it was going to use number 54 after Passini, so I have used Passini's 54 because I've seen in pictures where he's ran the 54, he has the same font as Passini, so I just used Passini's. So yeah, obviously you can see we can add, well, I've not actually added him, he's using somebody else's key. Can hit standard, similar Lopez. And obviously Marcos Ramirez on the Leopard Honda. Della Porta, and then Celestino Vietti Ramos. I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced, I apologise. But obviously, you can see that's probably the best picture there is because it was in Valentino Rossi the game, so we had a picture to use. It's always nice. So I used red as this colour, obviously because Bagnaia is leaving the Sky team, so to go to MotoGP. And as we know what happened with mine's just gone really blank. Foggia, there you go. I actually had to go check that, that's quite bad. Yeah, as we saw with Foggia, he took Manzi's colour last year, so obviously, and Marini took Mignow's colour, so that's probably going to happen again. So I used the 13 from Valentino Rossi of the game as well, I believe. Yeah, I think it's from Valentino Rossi of the game, so this probably looks like one of the most official here. Obviously Foggia's normal. I'd say it's normal. Suzuki, Mignow. I don't think he's staying with this. Well, he's not staying with this team, but he's not been confirmed for anywhere else yet. So I've left him in the game. I actually should have done something to make it so it doesn't show up, but I've forgotten to do that. But it's alright. I'm sure he'll get announced from the team, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, Ranas is pretty standard, but Raul Fernandez. So you can see the picture he's in KTM gear. That's off MotoGP.com. That was the last team he rode for. I think it was Sachsenring where he did a stand-in ride. So yeah, that's why. Obviously he has a shark helmet, so I've gotten him a shark helmet. I think that's the same with Riccardo Rossi over here as well. He has Arai, so I managed to find him a ride with Arai. But don't get me wrong, we can't change them at will. It's just I found someone else that had an Arai helmet and just made him load that rider instead. But you can't just pick whatever helmets you want. Obviously, Philip Salak is moving up from Red Bull Rookies, so obviously I already had a picture of him. Yeah, the number's not the best on the front of his bike, but it's hard to find it anywhere. And I've also forgot to do the N mapping with him, so he sells his Red Bull Rookie N mapping. Obviously, John McPhee on Petronas Sprinter Racing for next season. Suzuki's normal, Masaki's normal. So it's Arbolino here on the Marinelli Snipers. You'll also notice Yuchenko. Well, he's still on his KTM, as you can see, but he is actually set to the team, and he's got the leathers done. But I don't really want to go too in depth with it, but basically you can't. It's not like the old games where you could just assign them their GFX gem key to the team, and it just, you just made the file that was needed and it's loaded that in. Can't really do that anymore. You have to use preset liveries because it doesn't seem like we can add his own. They use like some customization asset, and I can't recreate it. I've tried, trust me, I can't do it. It probably can be done if we could figure out how they made it, but I've tried for hours and I've not been able to do it, so had to leave it for now. So I got a couple of plans. He will have a Honda. He will have a Honda when the mod comes out. He'll either have Arbolino's, or I will have managed to. I won't be able to actually make him have his own livery, but I might be able to use a different bike livery that isn't needed anymore. Mark VDS from Motogp. If I do a bit of reshuffling the Motogp bikes, probably able to, I'll probably be able to have a couple of spots free for other bikes. Obviously, Olivier Loy, he's no longer with this team, but I'm not sure who's going to be in it next year, so I've just left him as he is. Kaita Toba. I think Kaita Toba and Attribute Pat are actually both staying. And then there's obviously Jan Masia. So we'll pick someone to go to time trial with, because otherwise the video won't be too long. I don't know who to go as. Could do something as Rodrigo. Actually, I quite like Riccardo Rossi's. I don't know, I just quite like how Riccardo Rossi has turned out, so I think we'll go with that. We'll stick with Assen, why not? So we'll head to track. Sort of shirt off in photo mode, maybe do a couple laps. Yeah, because obviously I've previewed, that's all I've done for Moto3. I'll probably do one preview in Moto2 as well. I do like to release these little teasers, because it's nice, I think for the people that subscribed as well, that are interested in the mods, it's nice for them to see like sort of what I'm doing, and when I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, sort of what order I'm doing everything in. I think you deserve that, if you are subscribed, or if you're just watching out of the blue, then feel free to subscribe, because I am going to be uploading more stuff like this, but I think it's fair to reward my viewers, see, with like extra content. I apologise if my riding's pretty bad, because I'm pretty bad on the Moto3, I'm not going to lie. Not got an excuse, I'm just terrible on them. And I have literally no idea the braking zones of this track on a Moto3 either. If I'm not mistaken, it's probably the first time I've actually ridden a Moto3 at this circuit. I really don't play them very much. It's much better on this game though, I have to say. I think actually, I suppose, whilst we're just doing this lap, may as well talk about some bugs that there are. Well, they're not actually bugs, but problems. Like, they're not really, it's not like they're an unintended thing, that's like just how the game is supposed to work. And obviously there's no workaround for it. Well, there is a workaround in some cases, but I have to see how everything else pans out before I can take that into action. So obviously, as I said, the liveries, they're going to be a bit of a problem, because you can only really use the amount that are in the game, you can't add more. Next year there shouldn't be a problem, because, well, I'm going to obviously experiment with it, but the way this engine works, I should be able to port stuff from this game to the next game without problem. So I shouldn't ever run out of liveries next year, because we can just sort of use whatever model we want. So there you go, 43.2. It's probably not very good, but yeah, sort of show this off. Oh yeah, also this camera mode filter is horrendous. When they add this in a patch, it's not good. Oh, I don't know what I did there. Press Y apparently. How do you change the settings? Oh, it's X. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. What is this? Alright, so yeah, it's yes, there's a couple issues. Obviously, as I showed off with Yuchenko earlier, that I've run out of Hondas to use for him. But also, obviously, Angel Nieto are stepping down to Moto2 for this season, and they're using KTMs. I just haven't got enough KTMs. There's no Angel Nieto team in the game at all at the moment. Both their riders are confirmed. Jake Dixon and Xavi Cardalus, I believe it is. But yeah, so they're actually both confirmed. So the way I've been doing it, it's like they would actually get higher priority because they were confirmed earlier. So I'm sort of doing it in case they run out of slots, but there's actually not enough slots for them. So yeah, obviously I could, again, as I said, if I can work it around, maybe I can have a Model 3 for a KTM, but at the minute it's not looking good. So it might not be a Jake Dixon or a Xavi Cardelus in, or is it Xavi Cardelus? I'm not actually 100% sure how it's pronounced. They might not be in the game. Also, though, I am going to have to assess about how many Calyxes there are, how many KTMs there are, because if the numbers swap, for example, because I think a couple of, well, there's going to be an extra KTM team, isn't there? I'm not sure about the Calyxes. If there's less Calyxes, might be able to swap KTM and Calyx around, so that but I'm not 100% sure yet, obviously. Obviously, there wasn't even enough KTMs for the Mistrals, but obviously they're sorry for Tech 3, but I just used the Mistrals for them. So I know I'm sort of going on about stuff, but I think that's sort of the point of this video. Like, you can see the mods, but then also hear the theory behind it. Well, it's not theory, I suppose, but hear like my thinking behind it and sort of problems. If you have any suggestions for ways to get around this stuff that I've not suggested, then feel free to let me know. Another problem, you know, I said I was talking about a couple of problems. This one does sort of have a workaround for it, but I have to see how it goes first. See like who's assigned where. We can't change the rider performance at the moment. I know that there is somebody working on it, so it could change. He might be able to figure it out, or they might be able to figure it out. I don't actually know. Oh, sorry, I've just hit my mic there. My apologies. Moving my hand. I don't know why I'm doing hand gestures. You clearly can't see my hand, but sorry. Yeah, so depends how they get on with it. I've tried it. It's a data. Yeah, so actually I can go through the specifications for it because it probably more handy to have more people work on it. So it's the pilot performance is a file in data. It's not in DB, so don't get confused. You don't need to make it in the DB browser because it's not right. You need to make it in Unreal Engine 4. It is a data table, and we don't really know about the row structure for it because obviously it says row structure, but it doesn't tell you what the row structure is. Obviously, when you open the file in the hex editor, because the files are encrypted, that's the point. I don't know if there's any way to uncook files. That'd be really cool if there is. I really doubt it. I really doubt it, but there must be some sort of algorithm that they use to cook it, so maybe someone's reverse engineered it. If there is a way to uncook a file, again, let me know. I'd love to have a look at that. I've sort of looked into it myself, but most people just like, oh, well, because most people aren't using that for modding. They're trying to steal other people's stuff, so people aren't very willing to help with that. So you know, that's fair enough, and like I respect that. I respect that people just know intellectual property and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the problem. So the file specification is it is a data table. You must make it in Unreal Engine 4. The way that Milestone have done it, they used a blueprint row structure. Now, no, sorry, they didn't use a blueprint row structure. I think they coded the row structure in C++. I think is that how you do it? I'm not 100% sure because again, I'm not really that experienced with Unreal Engine. But that's how they've done it. So, you know, any help on making that file would be really useful because I don't even think I got to the initial problem. But Bagnaia and Oliveira win like every race in Motogp. Just how it is. They are faster than Marquez and Dovi. They can like obviously you know how they lose spots off the grid. That does still happen to them. But if they start on pole and Marquez gets held up, for example, by like another rider, Marquez and Dovi get held up, they'll be gone. They like at some tracks like Jerez, they can actually clear off. They can actually be a couple of seconds up the road. So it's not good. But if no one can solve it, I'll just sort of spoof it so that there's actually another key being used, but it just loads in all their assets. So I'll probably use like Bautista or someone like that. That'd be quite useful to put them sort of in the midfield because I don't want to put them on the back. Like they're not going to be at the back. If I was just going to put them at the back, it'd be quite easy. Just like Javier Simeon and but probably Alvaro Bautista would still put them in the midfield. But you know he's just yeah. I could use Bradley Smith and Javier Simeon. I know they're not going anywhere, but I don't want to put them at the back. I want to put them in the midfield. So I need to find some of the riders. Obviously, I can take a midfield Moto2 rider. They'll also score. They'll also be in the midfield of Motogp. So maybe Danny Kent might be a viable option. I'll have to have a look. See. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. That's a Moto3 showcase and a bit of a discussion. Well, not merely a discussion, but me sort of explaining about the mod at the moment. I've had a few people ask me to release it early. It's probably not going to happen. Like, let's be real, a lot of the Moto2 and Moto3 are either not confirmed or not reported on until quite late on. So it's not a lot you can do about it. Obviously, some teams are pretty quick with it, like, well, Grassini, for example, or the Sky VR46 team. I think they did it about a month ago. So, you know, some teams are pretty quick with it. But others, they don't really decide till Valencia. Like, that's actually how it is, I think, sometimes. And, you know, that if they want to do it, that's fine, because, you know, I'm going to release it on Monday to Valencia. If there's people that still aren't confirmed, then people still aren't confirmed. We had that last year. It's like, I had to release it. I released it with Folger in it. And Folger then said he couldn't do next season. Removed Folger. There was a couple of weeks where there was just no second Tech 3 because there was nobody to fill the seat. I've seen people look at my 2018 mod videos and they've been quite confused why there is no Javi Siren. I've had to explain the situation to them. But yeah, there's definitely going to be a Javi Siren this year, so don't worry about that, guys. He's all done. Yeah, so as I was saying, thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, I will be doing a Moto2 one soon, and I'm probably going to be trying to do some more F1 2018 videos, because I know it didn't really do that well view-wise, the last one. It was quite fun to make, and the games are quite fun to mod as well. It'd be nice to try and get more people maybe into doing it. Well, actually, I suppose it is quite a big community already, so more Motogp modders, I would say, first, but that's also, you know, other people making 2019 mods, and, you know, that'd actually be quite good. But people in competition with each other, it would actually really, like, improve productivity. But they'd be so similar, it'd be hard to pick between. I think I'd probably lose out because my graphical skills aren't that great. But yeah, I shall see you in the next video, which, as I said, could be F1 or Moto2 or something completely different. Might actually be a Phillip Island race because of that's this weekend. So I will see you in that video.